everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 704. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
I'm Mako-chan.
And god damn it, I did it again. The audio is going through the wrong output yet again. I keep forgetting that. Oh, no. I can fix it. I just forgot to change it in Discord settings, which I am going to do now. And you're going to see the super behind the scenes stuff. And there we go. And we flip things back over and it's back to where we were. Because I totally forgot to do that. It's just that I use Discord outside of Twitch streaming, and depending on who I'm talking to, I'm either talking to them through the headset or my speakers. So, yeah. So, anywho, how's everybody doing tonight?
Tired.
Tired.
Yeah. I'm tired, but like motivated. I don't know.
I'm kind of wired for Coke. Only because I found by accident, purely by coincidence accident tonight. I did not know that Coke put out a winter holiday flavor, and then that's what I got.
Oh.
Yeah.
What kind is it?
I'm grabbing the bottle now. It's called Holiday Creamy Vanilla. It's a new flavor.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's basically, yeah. I'm like, creamy, holiday cream. Should that just be from like December, January, something like that, you know? But I don't know. It is what it is. So sorry about the lateness, y'all. I got everything up and running. VLC was being a pain in my ass, and then I forgot to advertise that we're live tonight on my personals. And for some reason, according to Facebook, Barry, you don't exist.
What? That's weird. I don't know why I don't exist. That's very strange, but
I type in your name.
I have a page, but
no, it's your personal. I can't pull up your personal. I mean, yes,
that's weird.
I can pull up your personal, but it does not let me tag you. And tonight that we're streaming tonight.
Oh, that's really strange.
I know
because you've been able to tag me before.
I know
this
is the second time this has happened.
It might be a privacy setting or something. Maybe I changed something on Instagram and it changed over to Facebook or whatever. But I don't know. I could not tell you. Honestly, a lot of it is that I have been like trying to minimize platforms, so that might also be part of it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I get why people want to leave certain platforms and stuff. But when it comes down to, if you're a content creator and stuff like that, you gotta have to stick around. Like my other friend Ari, for the longest time, she did not want to join Blue Sky because it did not get the traction she would normally have on on Twitter. And I'm like, that's a reason not to join. You know, you got people over there too. You just gotta learn to build it up. That's all. I mean, Blue Sky is still kind of sort of new. And once
I mean, the biggest thing for me, Ranma, is that I think a lot of content creators don't understand.
What did you
don't understand this, but I don't know what's going on. A lot of content creators don't understand this, but at the end of the day, like any platform that you post on that is not owned by you or like maintained by you, all of the content that you have ever posted on that platform is owned by them. This is Twitch, this is Twitter, this is anywhere. Because it's in there, it's usually in their contracts.
It's
and
not,
so I've
no, but that's not what I'm talking about. It's not even that. It's just promoting themselves. That's all it is. If you're on social media to like shit talk and shit post or whatever, and you're like, you know what, Facebook, Twitter's not doing it, I'm gonna go to Blue Sky. That's fine. But it's like not adding another social media because it doesn't give you enough
Oh yeah, everybody's got their
yeah.
reasons.
It's not that
Honestly, I couldn't care less about reach.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I could,
that's what it is. That's
honestly,
what. Yeah.
yeah. The thing is, you can get reach. You can get it easily, very very easily.
Mhm.
Rage bait, literally, honey. Just post rage bait. You will get the wrong kind of attention, but you'll get attention.
Mhm.
Ain't that
Like
the
I'm just saying. I'm
Mm.
just saying. If that is what you want out of this, out of this world, out of this realm, just rage bait. I mean, understand that you are going to have problems. I mean, but that's if that's the attention you want, that's the attention you ordered. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't like posting online because I like privacy to a point. I've been on the internet since I was 7 years old though. So
Mhm.
like I have an understanding that I have a bigger footprint than I think I would have made given the choice now. Um but yeah, no, I understand that reach is something that a lot of people suffer with, especially since the trade over of like Twitter being owned by who it's owned by, and certain other ones going to the dogs, basically.
Well, it's
But yeah, that's
like I
not what
said,
I'm really
it's
about.
not even
Anyway,
that. Yeah, it's just
yeah.
more like just promoting yourself. That's all it is. It's like, why should I
Well,
add it?
yeah.
Why should I add another social media where I'm not going to get much where I'm already set up here? That's all it is. It ain't about
Yeah,
leaving,
yeah, yeah.
Because I'll tell you this
I
right.
think a lot of it is networking, honestly.
Yeah, but I'll tell
At
you
the end
this.
of the day, if yeah.
I'll tell you this right now. As
Mhm.
much as you hate what's going on in the world, as much as you
Mhm.
hate who owns these different media sites, as much as you hate the
Yeah.
grifters, the people that make fun of you and all of that, at the end of the day, if being on here on these sites is making you enough money to live off of,
Yep. Yep.
you're
To make you
going
enough
to
money to live off
deal
of.
with it.
I mean, there's
You're
no
gonna be
shame.
like you're just gonna be like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm just gonna as you're calling me names, I'm gonna sit here and
I'm gonna
cry
suck
in
it up.
these. I'm gonna cry in
Yeah.
these stack of bills I got here because you
Yeah,
making
yeah.
fun
Use
of
them
me
as a
and,
tissue.
and tagging me puts money in my pocket because I found
Yeah,
out for my
exactly.
I
That's the
found
biggest thing I'm
yeah
disappointed by recently
yeah because
is that it's more of a hate economy right
mm,
now.
Yeah.
Like you're only going to get attention if you are pretending to be QVC or if you are haterating. And
yeah
I don't know.
yeah because
It's not my cup of tea.
my friend Bailey, she was talking about something. There was a bunch of haters like giving her shit for being trans, and I was talking to her. I'm like, well, why don't you make your Facebook friends only? And she told me I
Mhm.
get paid this way. I didn't know that she converted her
Yeah.
account like that. I was like, well then, if you think about it, if you're gonna sit here and hate on trans and blacks and this and that, and their profile is monetized, you're paying their bills with every insult that you make.
Yeah.
And these people are too stupid to realize it.
Mhm.
And I just leave it at that. So,
Yep.
anywho, you know, we are live tonight, week of January 13th, 2026, right here on Twitch TV. We're here live Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern. You can always find us at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. We're also proud to be part of the Voice of Geeks Network at vognetwork.com. And you can find them at Twitch TV/VogNetwork. And then come hang out in our Discord, vognetwork.com/Discord. Every show that's part of Voice of Geeks Network has a channel, so come through and hang out and have a good time, you know? So now that we got that out the way, I'm going to kick things over to Ari over here. So Ari, how was your week? How was your day? And how was your holiday, you know?
The holiday wasn't too bad. I mean, I didn't have to work overtime during the
Mm-hmm.
holiday, which, wasn't too bad, but, getting the double time and a half,
Ooh.
I didn't feel its absence as much as I would have other times, but,
Mm-hmm.
it still wasn't all that bad.
That's good.
A couple things I had, like, one of the big things I did, this past couple days is I got the hot water heater in my home finally replaced for
Mhm.
good. Last time I got a surprise that I had no hot water. They just cleaned up a little, relit the light, but they said,
Mhm.
"Hey, this thing's got an expiration date on it, so you gotta get it changed out soon." And so that's what I did. I had to take off from work, but all my sick and personal time got replaced at the start of the year.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I got a brand new hot water tank that's, you know, got a nice long warranty on it too, so I should be okay. And other than that, it's just been work stuff.
Nah, I hear that. I will say this much about the water heater. And I know I talked about this on the show like a couple of weeks, like a couple of years ago when it happened. I was in the shower, and right as the shower was ending, the water turned cold. So I dried off. I checked the sink, both sinks. It was spitting cold water. I'm just like, that's not good. And I went over to the hot water heater, checked the pilot and all this and all of that. I called upstairs and told them exactly what was going on. We went through everything, and I was told he was going to call the landlord and see what's up. So I hadn't even left. I was like walking out the door, and Joey had caught me as I was walking past. I was walking out and around to the front of the house, and he says, "Well, we may not have a hot water heater tonight." And I'm just like, "Oh."
Fuck.
Well, growing up in the projects dealing with cold water, I got used to putting on buckets of hot water. I mean, water and boiling it on the stove, dragging it into the bathroom for a bird bath or whatever. I've gotten used to that. Having 2 pots of hot water, one to wash with and one to rinse. So I've gotten used to that.
Doesn't sound fun.
It really isn't. And then being told it's going to take about a week for the hot water heater to be replaced. And I was like, all right. But I get home.
Sounds like they're slacking over there.
Say what?
I said it sounds like they were slacking over there.
I wouldn't say slacking, but if you're paying attention to our other group chat, Kuro Hikari-chan said something, and I was like, well, this is the reason why, and I said, if you don't believe me, ask Mako, because she will verify what I just said. So, anyhow. And the thing is about my old apartment, being in the basement and walking by, I can tell who's been in my house. And the thing is, the only people that are allowed in my apartment are the neighbors upstairs for any work that has to be done in the house, because that's where the heater, radiate, all of that shit, heating it, all of that. So I walk by and I see the lights on in the kitchen. Okay. I see all my kitchen stuff rolled to the side. And I'm like, oh. And did I stop and I turn back around and walk back to the front? I didn't see it. So I go in and I see like the door is open to the utility room. Brand new hot water heater. I assume they dragged the old one out. And I also saw like the trail of like water as they dragged the old thing out. I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, well, at least the landlord was doing a good thing. So that's my story. So again, I understand. Mako-chan, how was your week? How was your day? How was your break?
Ed, went out and did a little shopping up at Mitsuwa.
Yep.
And other than that, nothing.
Well,
It was a very quiet holiday.
yeah. As for me, normally we have like a 3 week break, but we still had a 3 week break, but I had to split it in half because we ran into some technical issues, but that was fixed. So what I did on Christmas was I hung out with a friend of mine. She goes by Amanda Panda Cosplay, and we were just talking and chatting, and she was like, I'm watching Die Hard. You want to come watch Die Hard? I'm like, fuck yes, I want to watch Die Hard,
I take it she meant the first one.
Yes, and then we watched the second one. It's also a Christmas movie.
Yeah, because it happens a year later, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And then we watched the Santa Claus, and then we had Chinese food. And I brought over a case of minus 196, and we drank those and had a good time. So,
what was the stuff called?
Minus 196.
Don't think I've heard of it.
Have you ever heard of Strong Zero?
Mm.
Okay. Strong Zero is a very popular alcoholic beverage in Japan. It's basically juice, vodka,
It's a
and
highball,
and
is
shochu
kind of what it is.
and
Yeah.
shochu. But I don't does does highball have shochu in it?
Sometimes, I mean,
Okay.
a highball is basically just a very low alcohol way to have a drink.
Yeah.
Like it's
Eh,
gonna be a mixed drink, basically.
Very on a side note, I realize when I'm in Japan, I am not a big fan of the
Mhm.
canned highballs because they put too much alcohol in it. But if I go to the
Yeah,
local,
they're a little rough. They're a
if I
little rough around the
yeah,
edges.
if I go
They're
to
they're
if I go to the bar and get a highball, it's delicious. But anywho, that's
yeah.
if it's Strong Zero. If you ever seen those Japanese like videos and clips of they're a little drunk and you see them holding a can or something like it's Strong Zero. 9 times out of 10, when you're watching any
Yeah.
Japanese video or whatever, and they're drinking something from a can, most like and getting drunk, it's Strong Zero. It's the only
Mhm.
difference is the American version doesn't have shochu in it, so there is that. So we chilled and had a good time, and then I came home, packed a bag, and hung out with Andrea for the holidays, and then came back, hung out with Mako for the New Year's, and went to Mitsuwa, and I ended up starting a new job. So
Oh.
long story short, the old job was pushing a lot of AI stuff, and I'm just like, and
Ugh.
they were doing remote initiatives. So I was like, you know what? With this new CTO, I'm getting out. So I'm
Yeah, I
getting
don't blame you.
yeah, I'm getting the hang of the new job. The new job is basically how we did things before I started at this last role for like almost for like 4 years. So and I'm kind of getting back into it. It's interesting. I'm seeing like the breakdowns and what's one not talking. I'm just getting the hang of it. So I should be full on ready to go by next week. So there is that. And Barry, how was your week? How was your day? And how was your holiday?
It was all right.
Mm-hmm.
I got some books that I was looking for on like 3D modeling and some baking. I
Mm-hmm.
got the Stardew Valley cookbook, which was something that's been on my wish list for many years. So that was very
That's
exciting.
cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, generally I just went and visited some family.
That's
So
good.
I went into the human realm and visited some family a little bit. And yeah, that was just yeah, that was pretty much like very low key. Um I I because of my illness, I'm always a little nervous with traveling, but it went okay. Like it wasn't too bad of an issue or anything. So I was pretty happy with that. And then trying to think if there was anything else that really went on, but no, it's been a kind of quiet few
Mm-hmm.
months. I've been making some resolutions to be a little bit, I guess, more offline than
Mm-hmm.
online. So I've been doing more analogy kind of stuff. So I've been took on some paint by numbers, and I started doing a cross stitch of poisonous plants. And generally, that's kind of what I've been up to.
That's good. Very positive stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Now that we got that out the way, let's get into some housekeeping news here. Let's see if it'll go ahead and update for me. All right, I'll just do it this. Just letting you know that our podcast episodes are available on our YouTube page at youtube.com/animejamsession. Uh, they are available Thursdays at 12 noon unless there's a holiday or something happens where I don't get it up on time. So I apologize for the last episode being so late. Um, Conventions. Our first con of the year will be Zenkai Con in March, but you will not hear from us mentioning this con until around middle of February because we don't want to keep saying months in advance. You know how we do. And that's
Mhm.
basically the gist of it. So now, before we get into tonight's news, I just want to let y'all know that the podcast is going to start changing a little bit. It's still going to be the same outline, the same rundown that we do, but we're going to probably change it up. We may have less articles to talk about. We may have a couple of topics. We may sit here and brainstorm for 20, 30 minutes. We're going to just kind of change things up a little bit just to keep things refreshed. So that's all. I just want to let y'all know that you may see that. So, ooh, that's way too bright. So if you see like, oh, we're talking about three stories and this topic, but still, whatever we're talking about, we definitely want to hear from y'all in our group, in our chat room here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session, because we always want to hear different opinions and different thought processes and so forth. So we're gonna have fun with that. So now we're gonna go ahead and get into our first story of the night, while Barry slowly re-energizes.
It disappears to the ether. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I'm good.
I was also
Hey, there you are.
reappearing from the ether,
Yeah, there.
but
I'm here.
I just couldn't come up with it. Ugh, words.
It's okay. Words.
Now this story, I wanted to talk about because I was like, what the hell? Because I saw about this while we were on break, and I'm just like, you know what? There's gotta be something to this. And it is. And it's basically kind of connected to the whole strife between China and Japan that we discussed last month. So in case your head was stuck in the sand like an ostrich or whatever, China's largest comic convention, COMICUP, banned anime and manga. And they're doing a shift to a new Chinese style only format. And what's really kind of fucked up, they made this decision a week before the convention.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a little bit, a bit of a bombshell.
Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
and this is, like I said, this is from the rising tensions between China and Japan, and it's caused a lot of exhibitors to peace out. And if the exhibitors are not coming, people are going to stop attending. Now, COMICUP is held twice a year, and is considered to be the largest doujin fan creation marketplace in China. Sort of like how Japan has COMICUP, China has COMICUP. The event usually features fan works, merchandise, and cosplay tied to both Chinese and foreign properties and so forth. And like a minor portion of that is Japanese anime, and Japanese manga. In their statement, the organizing committee said that the change was made after comprehensive consideration for the current social environment and cultural responsibility. Although organizers have stated that exhibitors are responsible for judging whether their content complies with the new rules, unverified information circulating on Chinese social media suggests stricter enforcement on the ground. Posts claim that cosplayers portraying non-Chinese IP characters may be denied entry, and that the staff will conduct inspections inside the venue to ensure compliance. And with the popularity of Genshin Impact, ZZZ, and Honkai Star Rail, you might as well just call it Hoyoverse Con, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't wear an anime cosplay? Which character from Genshin Impact should I show up as? It's okay if you show up as K-Queen. There's 25 of yous already. And I'm not saying that to be a smart ass per se, but let's be real. Whenever there's a series, an IP is very popular here in the States, everybody's cosplaying it. And if there's multiple characters, multiple cosplays. And if you're a photographer like me, sometimes some of these cosplayers look identical in the costumes because they got the hair right, and sometimes you can't tell. And then there's me looking for something. There is one thing I can denote the difference on, is the shoes. Because I promise you, if there are 15 people cosplaying Barigami at a convention, about 6 of them will have different types of shoes to wear. And from that point, I know if I took their picture or not. If you don't believe me, test my theory. And you'll know I'm right. But anywho, The exclusion of Japanese IP is expected to significantly affect the turnout. As per reports, a substantial decline in visitor numbers are anticipated, while estimates are suggesting that the Hangzhou, where the convention takes place, could lose more than about 200,000 tourism visits that are connected to this event. Reports have indicated that large scale cancellations, partially among Dojin circles and booths, has also occurred. So I guess some of them are like, well, if they're not going to be here, I'm not going to be here, you know. And some people will still show up trying to make some money, but I guess in some cases, it's a bit of solidarity. In December of last month, the theatrical run of Demon Slayer Infinity Castle ended abruptly after regulators declined to grant the film a standard release extension. The decision was officially attributed to unavoidable circumstances, despite the performance in the box office that would support a longer run. Other Japanese anime films have faced similar uncertainties. Screenings of Detective Conan, The Time Bomb Skyscraper, and the latest Crayon Shin-chan movie have been postponed indefinitely, along with the live-action adaptation of Cells at Work, with no revised release schedules announced. And as we mentioned back in November, Japanese singer Maki Otsuki was escorted off stage during the performance in Shanghai, while the scheduled Sailor Moon live stage shows in China were also canceled. That is wild. It kind of falls on. It kind of feels like a borderline petty party at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say that it's a full on pettiness, but at the same time, it kind of feels that way. I mean, I understand where China is coming from, but at the same time, you know, gotta let some of it in so you can make some money. But I guess pride and culture before all, you know. Anywho, we're gonna get into our next story where it seems that an idol has been replaced in a stage play due to their manager. Barry, can you explain this one for me, please?
Yeah, let's cover some stage play info. If my favorite pop idol made it to Bodukan, I would die. Stage play replaces SKE's 48 Miyu Nakasaka. So the staff for the stage play of Aru Hirao's If My Favorite Pop Idol Made It to Budokan, I Would Die, or Oshiga Budokan Ite Kuretara Shinu, Manga announced on Thursday that Miyu Nakasaka would step down from the role of Yumeri Mizumori due to suspension of her activities.
Hmm.
SKE member 38 member Aino Suzuki will replace her in the role for the stage play going forward. An SKE 48 manager reportedly engaged in inappropriate communication with Nakasaka beyond the scope of professional boundaries. And Oricon News wrote an article on Thursday. The manager's receiving disciplinary actions and Nakasaka's activities are currently suspended. The stage play will run in Aichi from February 20th to 23rd and in Tokyo from February 27th to March 1st. Elements Garden is producing the songs performed during the live concert segments, and Ichidai Matsuda is writing the script and directing. The manga's comedy story centers on a woman called Iripio, who is an extreme idol fan. She is wildly enthusiastic about Mina, the shy and lowest ranking member of a minor underground idol group, Cham Jam, that performs in Okayama Prefecture. She gets so wrapped up in her love for Mina during a particular performance that she has a major nosebleed. Eri will continue to give her complete devotion to Mina until the day she can perform in Budokan, a major performing venue in Tokyo. Hirao launched the manga in Tokuma's Shoten Monthly Comic Ryu 2015, and the series ranked on the top 20 list of manga for male readers in Takara Jimasha's Kono Manga ga Sugoi, or This Manga is Amazing guidebook in 2016. The manga reached over 1 million cumulative copies in circulation, and Tokyo Pop released the manga in English, digitally, and in print. The manga inspired a television anime that premiered in January 2020, and Funimation streamed the anime under the title If My Favorite Pop Idol Made It to Budokan, I Would Die, as it aired in Japan. It also streamed the English dub. And
Why are
they
these
apparently
why are these
inspired a
titles
live
getting so
action
goddamn
film.
long?
I know it's the I always laugh at some of these series where it's just like, oh my goodness, can you just give away the whole story in the title? Like, if I was a hero in a fake land
after I was reincarnated as a slime and then reincarnated again as a man. Like it's so overly
Well,
descriptive. But yeah, it sounds like there was just some some inappropriate impropriety happening behind the scenes, which it unfortunately does happen, but that's seems to be what happened.
well, I know there was an article floating around, but it was a fake story where the longest manga title was like 257 words, and the title basically described the manga or the light novel itself.
What the fuck?
Mm.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I think it was a April Fool's kind
yeah,
of thing.
mhm,
Basically, the entire title was the inner workings of the light novel.
yes,
So the whole
Oh my
story was just
goodness.
the title of
yes.
the series.
Now, according to Comic Book Resources from 2023, they did an article about. Well, it was updated, so there's like 20 titles that are considered long, such as Oriemo, my little sister can't possibly be this cute, or Do you love your mom and her two-hit multi-target attacks? That anime is funny, but it's kind of fucked up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Problem children are coming from another world, aren't they? My entire class was summoned to another world except for me. Skill Taker's world domination, building a slave harem from scratch. My mental choices are completely
What?
interfering with my school romantic comedy.
But
Yeah,
some of them
that one
also
that one
questionable.
deserves
Some of
yeah, that
them
one deserves the
also
long.
Mhm.
heinously questionable.
World End. What do you do at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us? The former top one
That
sub character training diary. A dedicated player is currently conquering another world. And I'm still looking at the list. They're not really all as long, but still, you know. It's just wow.
They're just getting out of control.
it's
Is this the meta now? This the new trend?
I guess it's
Mm,
how it is to like I was talking about earlier is like hate, right? Or hate rage baiting is the thing right now. I think for anime it's if you don't hook them with the title, you're
uh-huh.
not going to get them otherwise.
Yeah, yeah, and now everybody's getting sick and tired of isekais, and I'm like, you may be sick of
Yep.
Just
isekais,
now you're getting
but
tired of them?
yeah, they're not. Yeah, but
Right?
I'm talking about here in the states, but they're still printing money in Japan, so it's still you still
Oh
gonna see
yeah.
a lot of isekais. So
Not
all
enough
right,
alcohol for
and,
this.
I'm looking at this
It's
latest
a, it's a
list.
it's a power fantasy.
Okay, now here's the title of one, and I believe there is a video game on this on the Switch, and Rob Roberts from OLR was like, "What?" And I had called in and explained, yes, this is an actual anime, and somebody actually cosplayed the main character. And this isekai is called Reborn as a Vending Machine. Now I wander the dungeon.
Oh yeah, I'd heard about that one.
Yes.
I heard it was actually good.
Yeah.
Like I heard from people who would legitimately watched it.
And
It
Yeah,
was
I've heard
one
of
that I've been meaning to
the
watch.
vending machine franchise. That's a really goddamn weird thing to say.
yeah, and the fact that somebody
Yeah.
actually cosplayed the vending machine at AAC like last year, or year before last, and if you walked up to the machine and turned the knob, whoever was walking around it would drop something from the vending machine.
I was wondering. I was
Yes.
wondering if it was interactive. That's funny.
You know what? All right. You know what somebody needs to do? Make the whole vending
Mhm.
machine, and it's Solid Snake inside of it. Instead of the
Oh,
cardboard
that'd be
box, it's the
funny.
vending machine.
Yeah, that'd be funny. And then
That
have
would be
like the
fun.
little I have an Ada fruit that has like the little command oh my god, I can't remember the
The
little
exclamation
pop
point,
up.
the warnings.
Not the warnings, but the communications. The
Uh,
green
Oh, the
screen
communication.
communications where it's like, yeah, the hub.
mhm. Metal Gear vending machine. All right. Next up, we're gonna talk about something new, something cool about K-pop Demon Hunters. And let me say, I have not watched K-pop Demon Hunters. Please stop asking me to watch this movie. I have nothing against it. I truly don't. I love seeing the
You're just not
cosplays.
interested.
Yeah, it's just today's K-pop is not my thing. That's all. So, Mako, can you tell us more about what happened with K-pop Demon Hunters at the Golden Globes?
Yeah, so K-pop Demon Hunters were up for a number of categories,
Mhm.
and they actually won two of them. So they won for uh, Best Animated category. So they are the Best Motion Picture Animated. And they also won the Best Original Song for Golden.
Hmm.
Demon Hunters, K-pop Demon Hunters is extremely popular. It became Netflix's first film to top the US weekend box office after their sing-along event in theaters. They got $19.2 million during that by the end of August. The same week, it became Netflix's most streamed film of all time globally, which was 236 million views. Also, that week, 4 songs from the soundtrack ended up ranking in the top 10 of the weekly Billboard Hot 100s. And no other soundtrack has ever accomplished that. To have 4 of their songs in the top 100s. It has appeared on Netflix's top 10 for English language films for 15 consecutive weeks. It is the first film title on Netflix to surpass 300 million views, according to Netflix. So yeah, it is an extremely popular movie. I have not watched it yet. I do want to sit down and watch it. The music, however, is so freaking addicting.
I've been hearing bits and pieces of it. I think to me, when I'm hearing other people sing, I'm like, no, that's okay. I'm good. I don't need to hear it.
Yeah, I think the problem is because it is so popular, it got
You're getting
overplayed.
overexposed to it.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it did get overplayed very, very quickly.
Like
Yeah.
seeing I
Yeah.
have friends who cosplay, I guess Huntrix, which is the name of the group. I'm cool with that. I've AAC.
Mhm.
There were 2 Huntrix groups that I took pictures of. I'm cool with that. I guess to me, when people are asking, "Have I seen it?" Well, it's right reality with anime. At the same time, it's not. Just if I do decide to watch it, I will. But right now, that's not in the cards. And to be perfectly honest, I'd rather get through the bulk of my anime titles first before
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get into that. And I'm kind of glad this season. I think there's only like 4 series. I'm looking to follow. So
Mhm. I agree with you. I enjoyed Turning Red
Mm-hmm.
for the animation style it was,
That was cute.
but I don't know why. I can't get into more movies like that or more that have. I don't know if it's uncanny. I don't know if it's a certain style of animation, but I just don't really enjoy that very cell shaded or maybe computer generated. I don't know. I don't know, but it just isn't my cup of tea. but I might watch it with a friend or like
Mm-hmm.
a friend who's a very big fan or something like that, and we're just sitting and watching movies. Yeah, heck yeah, I'll watch it with them because I really, to me, it's just yeah, it's just oversaturated in the market right now. It's just over everything. You see it
Yeah,
everywhere, and I'm just like, eh.
yeah. That's exactly what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, when an IP like this is so freaking popular that it allows multiple toy companies to come together and create the toys for it. I mean, that just shows you how crazy popular it is that
Yeah.
they couldn't even pick one of the toy companies. That both of them basically said, "Well, screw this, let's do it together and we'll both get the money."
Mm-hmm.
Am I the only one who wanted to try the Huntrix themed ramen cups that they had?
I forgot
They were like
about
blue
those.
or something, right?
There's one named after each of them. One's like super spicy. One's
Oh.
a hamburger flavored, I think.
Mm.
I forget what the other one
Oh.
is. It's in the video for how it's done. Like the plane's trashing, or yeah, they just like wolf it down on like the blink of an eye, and then just bounce.
Mm-hmm. I get that. All right. Next up, and manga artist apologizes for AI. Ari, can you break that down for us?
Yeah, sure. Let me close this. Manga artist Yoshichiro Tanabe, who did Sashiko plus 48 group for Coma, Geichio, Yonpachi plus Dolwada Never Die, issued an apology after posting an AI edited image of STU 48 idol group member Riko Kudo to his Twitter account on Saturday. I apologize for offending everyone due to my thoughtless post. I am reflecting on, among other things, my lack of awareness regarding privacy and publicity rights and use of generative AI, blah, 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 blah. Tanabe added he deleted the post in question and suspended all current business dealings with the group involved. The manga creator ended his statement by saying, I'll strive to ensure this does not happen in the future. Tanabe's apology came after he uses Twitter's updated AI image editing feature to convert an image of Kudo wearing a white dress and one of her wearing a scarf and a white bikini. According to a Josei Jishin article and screenshots posted to Japanese aggregate site Hajima Kiko, Tanabe stated he used the edited image as reference material for his drawings.
Oh.
So great, that's plagiarism upon plagiarism, fucking plagiarism squared.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's especially tasteless because, Grok or whatever it is on Twitter, that once the new year came around, they've been doing can do some really fucked up shit with other people's pictures, and it's even worse because a lot of people have been doing this to people who are underage.
Oh yeah. And I will say
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
My friend Ari, who I mentioned earlier in the show, she made a post about that on Twitter, and she's been tagging this other organization that will help fight to get these images taken down. And there have been people who have been taking her cosplays and just asking Grok to put her in real fucked up sexual positions. And I'm just gonna leave it at but
hey
thanks,
Grok, hey Grok, take her clothes
yeah,
off. Hey Grok, make her wear this. Hey Grok, I don't care if she's under 18, just do it.
yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
it's fucking gross.
and thankfully
fucking
I
gross.
haven't
Yeah,
really
thank you.
seen it because she's been able to get it reported and taken down. And you're a
And there's a lot
special.
of homophobia and the various trash descriptors going along with it. Like
You
I
are
see this one woman in like a flannel overshirt, and this one asshole goes, "Hey, hey Grok, make her not a lesbian."
Jesus.
And I just want to
Mm.
reach into the computer and just strangle the
'Cause
motherfucker.
most of these keyboard
Some people are just so ignorant.
well, to be fair, most of these keyboard warriors ain't shit in the first place. All they're gonna do is run their mouth. I say my piece on them, mute them, and walk away because I'm like, I ain't got time for your BS. Absolutely do not. And you are a special kind of asshole, sick fuck that does that type of stuff. Okay?
These people need to be mocked at at every possible opportunity because if you let off, they'll think that hey, it's okay for me to do this. It isn't.
They need to be put on a list. That's all I'll say about it.
A list singular.
Many lists. Lists. Oh goodness. But yeah, no, I feel like there's no guardrails, and so it has just been given to people. I mean, nowadays they're stepping it back and they're trying to put it behind a paywall, but it's the genie's out of the bottle, right? Like
Look,
the stuff is already there.
Look.
Hmm.
You could put everything behind the paywall. It just takes one person with a subscription to go behind the paywall
Yep.
and grab it and put it out there for everybody else to take. It's just, All right, let's talk about something cool. Scooby-Doo anime. Here we go. The sheer number of people that want to see Velma Dinkley in a school uniform.
Among other things.
Yes. Take it away, Mako-chan.
You still might have to wait for that one.
I kind of figured as much.
Yeah, so this was announced at an event in Brazil in November. And this was put out by Warner Brothers directly that they are in production of Scooby-Doo Goko, which it described as a short anime premiering in 2027. The shorts will be based on the Scooby-Doo mystery comedy franchise and will center on the characters Scooby and Shaggy. This is similar to what Warner Brothers did with Tom and Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
And they did short anime episodes based on the animated Tom and Jerry franchise. That premiered November of 2022 and currently releases one short episode a month. Japan-based FanWorks, which is known for Gretzko, is in charge of animation production, and Studio Nanahoshi, who does Kuromi's Pretty Journey, is credited for animation production assistance. Warner Brothers has not confirmed which studio is actually animating Scooby-Doo Goku, though. Goko.
That's a Freudian slip there.
Yeah, but, it's Shaggy at, 100%, so.
Like you're making me use 3% of my power, man.
So yeah, I'm actually looking kind of forward to this. Kind of
too.
sad that it's not coming out until 2027. But
You're just gonna have
as long
patience.
as it, yeah, as long as
We just gotta survive by till then.
yeah. As long as it's actually good, I don't mind that it's taking them forever to do such short little itty bitty, episodes for something like this. So yeah, I'm just hoping it's somewhat decent.
By
the way, if you speaking of Japanese Tom and Jerry, if you've ever seen like old, the old MGM, the theatrical cartoons dubbed in Japanese, they're a trip.
I think I came across one of those at one time.
Like the one I remember seeing, the most prominently, it was the one where Tom gets himself a zoot suit.
I remember that.
Yes.
Yes.
Because everything else is in Japanese, but it feels like they kept the screaming, the original track.
You know what's interesting is somebody took that episode and reclipped it to be the intro to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure: Diamond is Unbreakable.
You think they did the to be continued thing?
No, they did the opening theme.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh, I didn't see that.
I had it once and I lost it and I've been looking for it. But there was also one that they did with Garfield.
Oh boy.
Yes, because we all know John can't dance and it was just bad. But before we get into our last story, I just want to put out there, and it's kind of cool that we're talking about this because the designer of Scooby-Doo and his friends, Iwao Takamoto, he passed away January 8th, 2007, and then it's been people were sharing memory photos of him, last week because it's been like 17 years. And if you go onto Reddit under Scooby Addicts, there is a little video clip, and you might find it on YouTube, of his original drawings for Scooby, Shaggy, Velma, and Daphne. And what's interesting is they don't look the same as they did when they first started the series because they were more detailed.
The conceptual phase and the final product aren't always the same thing.
I suppose so. All right, and now our last story tonight before we get into meanwhile in Japan, we're going to talk about Uma Musume, which has become kind of like an anime that I've started watching. It came out like in 2016, 2017. I watched the first season, part of the second season, fell off track. Then we have a couple of new series, a mobile game, and I'm like, I need to get back and start watching this series again. And it's basically horse girls. So we've had cat girls, we got bunny girls, now we have horse girls. And they become...
Which is kind of funny because it's the year of the horse.
Yep. That's why my profile picture is Daiwa Scarlet from Uma Musume. Because to me, she's best horse girl. So, let me pull this up quick. So it seems that this plushie was recalled because she has parts that she should not have in the first place. So
not lewd, chat.
Yeah.
Don't think that way. Behave yourself.
There's plenty of Rule 34 about that anyhow.
Oh my god.
For the record, as it was told to me that it was an unwritten rule that you were not supposed to lewd the girls, the horse girls.
You're not supposed to, yeah.
Because
you're not supposed to.
because of Yakuza connections.
What?
But
I'm not surprised.
But there was a Tumblr post that debunked all of it. One of the few times Tumblr is actually useful and explained all of that. Because I can tell you this now, I am seeing lewd photos of the girls from Uma Musume, among other things, and I'll leave that to your imagination. So anywho, and here's the thing, what she should not have is something we've seen in other animes and cartoons and stuff. And you're just like, oh. So at the end of December, the winter iteration of COMICUP, Japan's largest anime and manga convention, was held in Tokyo at Tokyo Big Sight. One of the exhibitors at the show, their gift, they put out a series. They put out some products, and one of the products they brought out were 20 centimeter tall plushies of Vivlos, one of the anthropomorphic horse girls from Uma Musume Pretty Derby. At 6,500 yen, $43, it's not exorbitantly expensive, so between the cute design and Uma Musume's enduring popularity, Gift found plenty of takers during the 2 days the company ran its booth at COMICUP, and Vivlos was available at the booth at the anime retail Ami as well, which is kind of cool. But unfortunately, on January 7th, Gift had to issue an apology as it come to light that there were defects in the plushie design. Simply put, Vivlos has parts that she should not have, and really, no horse girl is supposed to have those. She's not supposed to have ears.
Human ears.
Human ears.
Human ears.
Yes. Now, and if you kind of confused, like if you've watched enough anime where there is a bunny girl and a horse and a cat girl running around, they have the bunny ears, they have the cat ears, and sometimes you see them using their human ears instead of their anthropomorphic ears instead. It's like that one screenshot from Arthur where he has the earbuds in and they're not really, I think they're not in his ears or some shit like that. I don't.
His ears are up here,
Yeah.
but he has the headphones like on the side of his head where normal humans
Yes, that's
have
what I'm talking. Yes, that. Now, at the risk of drawing attention to that, once you notice it, you might never be able to unsee it, but there's a trick to drawing the anthropomorphic anime girls where the design scale is tipped pretty heavily towards the human species of their design. Because their ears, as they're designed, you think like it's their hair. Because if you see girls cosplaying the horse girls, the ears are kind of come out of the hair where it's designed, but even though their ears are the color of their hair, but either or, so Basically, you draw an ordinary cute human girl, but then you give her the tail and ears of whatever animal they're mixed with. But when you do this, you have to make sure that they have a hairstyle that covers the sides of their heads, or else you have to give them a total of 4 ears or vast patches of flat skin. This hairstyling quirk isn't to touch slip past casual viewers, since in most situations the precise placement of a character's ears doesn't make that big of a difference in their body language or on how on-screen action is directed. With the hair leaving it as a mystery to exactly what's underneath, you could even make an argument that all anthropomorphic girls really do have 4 working ears, unless you're talking about Uma Musume, where they stick to that concept to the point where if you watch the anime and they're on the phone, the receivers are large. It goes all the way up to their actual horse ears.
Horse ears.
So in light of this discrepancy with the character's design, Gift is offering buyers a choice of a full refund or a replacement plushie. But however, it looks like some buyers have now decided to sell the extra ones online, with some going as over 42,000 yen, which is probably about $350, which is 6 times the original price.
Thanks,
Yeah,
scalpers.
that's it's not even scalpers though. It happened back in the day when like the
Yeah.
first game companies were coming out with box games and
Mhm.
plushies and things like that. The
Misprints and that sort of thing.
misprints add to value. Yeah. That's just something that's always happened with collectibles. The
Yeah,
misprints
I get
or
what you're saying. I
the
just
yeah,
been
mismanufacture.
Mm-hmm.
It's
just been
frustrating.
getting
Yeah.
like especially like Pokemon stuff lately.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
all
I
you
was
hear
gonna say
about fucking scalpers.
Pokemon stuff lately has been such a cluster fluff
Mhm.
because it's all the sneakerheads
Yeah.
that initially went into scamming sneakerheads, fellow sneakerheads that went into scamming Pokemon card people.
Which
But
reminds- yeah.
unfortunately, it's just the scammers from anywhere.
Which reminds me, I was in Target the other day, and I saw a sign that says
Mhm.
2 Pokemon cards and or decks per person per purchase or something like that. I was like, good. I mean,
And then you see
But yeah,
and then you see videos of people just saying fuck it and taking the product out of the scalper's cart while they just
I personally, I would do that. If I ran
Oh,
a
yeah,
store like
people
that,
do.
first things first, I would not put up any Pokemon stuff, like cards stuff on display. If there's a section for them to be put up on display, I'm doing the Toys R Us system.
ask for it at the front
or you have to have
desk.
like a card or
A
whatever.
ticket.
Like a
And I
like a
mean,
little
like they
like a
did
redeemable
it
card.
back in the day with video games.
Yeah, at Toys R Us,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And I would
You
instruct
take
all
the placard off, and
No,
then
no,
you
no, Ari, no placard, just tickets.
that's what I meant, the slip.
Yeah, the slip. Yeah,
Yeah,
You
yeah.
ring up the slip, and then you go over to the special place like, hey, I just purchased this. Can I have it?
Yes.
Yep.
And then I would instruct my cashiers, no matter how many tickets they give you, only ring up 2. Stamp them,
Yep.
clip them, and hand them back so they can collect their 2. If they have more than
Yep.
2, you take the rest. And we'll put them, that's what I would do,
Yeah.
To get back to this story here, Gift realized that some of the fans who bought the plushies at COMICUP might not be proficient in Japanese, and some of them might not even be in Japan anymore. In a thoughtful move, the company has posted a complete refund exchange procedure on its website in English and Japanese, and information about international shipping. Now, this reminds me of the time I got Mako-chan a Funko Pop, I think for her, either for her birthday or for Christmas. I think it was for Christmas. I got her Ninja TMNT Michelangelo Funko Pop. When the pop arrived, it was upside down in the box. Right?
Yes, that was for Christmas,
Yep.
and it was a Mikey.
Yep, and it was upside down in the box, in a protective case, sealed. And I tweeted at Target about it, and I sent them a picture. And they said, well, what we can do is either you can send it back for a replacement, or we can give you a 15% off discount coupon. And I'm just sitting here going, there's no way Mako's going to want to give it back. Even I wouldn't give it back. So I'm like, I want the coupon, because that is a fucking collector's item. Especially if it came out of the factory like that. Seriously? All right. Now that we got that out the way, we're gonna get to the part of the show that y'all really like and enjoy. Meanwhile, in Japan, honestly, I forgot that Barry was joining us tonight, so I am going to step back and let you three fight it out.
I want to do the
one.
third one. Okay, perfect.
Oh,
Mako,
Yep,
guess
Mako.
what you
it's like
get?
the first one.
Yay!
Yeah, so this one is just so freaking weird.
But, well, given the quality of articles you've been giving us lately, I have to agree this one is kind of weird.
Yeah,
And the header image is just a mouse with the caption, "Thanks."
yeah. So there are wonders in this world, things that people have been dreaming about, like flying cars and self-cleaning houses. Well, Japan researchers at Hokkaido University have successfully created a mouse with sperm that glows. Because, that's just what everybody needs.
Yes, AI wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Now we need mouses with glowing splooge. Good job.
Yeah, and I love the way this article is written. So here we go. Mice that can bust a nut in fancy colors might sound like it's primed to shoot past cloned amusement park dinosaurs as the new best example of scientists being so preoccupied with whether they could create something that they forgot to ask themselves if they should. But the team behind this genetic advancement says there's actually a perfectly valid reason to give mice glowing sperm.
I hope to God so!
Let's hear this explanation.
So, mice are often used in male reproductive health studies, including investigating the possible negative effects of new medications, chemicals, and treatments, such as radiation therapy on sperm production. However, with shrink rays being another one of those sci-fi technologies we're yet to develop in real life, it's not like researchers can actually go for an in-person look at what's going on inside mice balls. So they have to rely on different methods to estimate whether or not any damage has occurred. One method is simply to have the male mouse mate with a female after he's been exposed to the substance treatment being tested and see if she gets pregnant. This is imprecise and time-consuming, since not every romantic mousy encounter guarantees a result in babies. The alternative removing the man's testicles and dissecting them. Aside from the debate on whether this constitutes animal cruelty, removing the testicles is, of course, a one-time only technique, thus requiring researchers to use more animals for testing, and also eliminating the ability to see if the diminished sperm production was a permanent effect or something that could be recovered with time and treatment. So now that we know this, it's still a little bit crazy. But at least it's starting to sound useful because it allows researchers to accurately determine whether sperm production has been affected without needing to dissect. And so it'll also allow them to track the same mouse's reproductive health to see what, if any, recovery is possible. So the Hokkaido University team was able to achieve this breakthrough by administering lucifern, which is a bioluminescent substance, to the mouse's cells, which is then passed on to the sperm, which are produced, resulting in a brighter glow when sperm production is actively high and a dimmer illumination as production drops. The goal of the project is to both improve understanding of male reproductive health and apply that knowledge to human medicine and treatments, and also to reduce the number of animals necessary for testing, as well as more humane treatment test subjects that are used. So, yeah. The pictures they show are not, of just the sperm. They actually took radiance photography between 8 weeks and 84 weeks of the mice whole, and just the camera that they were able to
WHOLE, right?
use, they were able to see whether or not, the sperm glowed or not. So obviously, this is not something that is being perceived with the naked eye. So, nothing obviously weird about this from that angle. And researchers don't address whether or not the same technique could be used to grant glowing powers to human sperm. So we're probably at least a few years off from that becoming a new adult video genre in Japan.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's crazy. I hate it.
ACDC, anyone?
You'll not want to continue using black lights anywhere at that point.
Ah,
I mean, you figure that stuff glows without any additives.
Yeah, right?
So I wanna see the light switch rave that this kind of crap gets.
Oh, no.
oh God.
Oh, no.
Damn it.
It's
You
horrible.
turn those
Anyway,
lights off, you flip that black
it's a
light on, and
rave.
the whole room just
Yeah.
it's like a party.
No, I hate it. I hate it.
Oh god.
I got nothing. As the saying
Ari, you
goes,
want to take the next
These
one?
days.
as the saying
You know
goes, leave it to Mako-chan.
Oh, no.
Hey, I just
Yeah.
found this shit. I don't rate it.
But the fact of the matter remains is you found it.
Well, yeah. I mean, still, it is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that it's very odd.
It definitely is very odd.
It-
But I do understand that it is a lot easier than dissection or trying to, get another mouse pregnant.
Well, look at it this way. At least they're not flying squirrels.
Can you imagine getting teabagged with that?
Huh?
Hate you. Hate you all.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm rolling the credits. Good night.
Oh
See you
my
all next
God.
week.
The dark of the night, and all of a sudden, just this glowing thing just plops
Oh
down on
no,
your face.
that's a one sentence horror story.
And we have our
Not
first
once.
death of the year.
Oh no.
Good job, Maka. You killed Ranma.
Yeah, you
I'm a
killed.
winner.
He's died.
I will-
Elden Ring.
I will say, if Kuro Hikari-chan was listening, she would have made a comment about that, connecting it to Borderlands and the fucking flying racks. So let's get on with the
Oh
next story.
no.
So yeah, let's talk about the Japan's new Station Master cat.
Yeah.
So yeah, for more than a month, the position of Station Master has been vacant at Kishi State in Wakayama Prefecture. Because, well, the candidate has to be a cat. Kishi Station is a town of Kinokawa, a relatively rural part of Wakayama that doesn't have a lot of high-profile sightseeing destinations. And yet, for nearly 20 years, just about anyone in Japan has known about the acting Station Master because it's always been a cat. The first cat to hold the position, named Tama, attracted national attention when the kitty was formally promoted to Station Master in 2007. They acquired a subordinate cat named Tama, who came to Kishi in 2012, and took over the Station Master role after Tama passed away in 2012. And Tama is also designated as a shrine priest because, of course. Tama passed away in November at the age of 15. Had a full funeral with everything. And rather than recruit external candidates, Wakayama Electric Railway has chosen to promote from within. Yon Tama, previously the cat station master at Irakiso, a less prominent station elsewhere on the line, on the Kishigawa line, has been promoted to serve as the new station master. A ceremony was held in front of the Kishi station on January 7 to officially inaugurate Yon Tama, and she was given a letter of appointment and a medallion with her title engraved on it by President Kojima, who said he looks forward to Yon Tama's help in providing passengers with enjoyable journeys on Wakayama Electric Railway Network. And Yon Tama's subordinate Itakiso Station Vice Station Master Gotama has now been elevated to Station Master status, so hooray for promoting from within. In addition, Wakayama Electric Railway took in a 1-year-old rescue cat last year who they named Roku Tama as a cat employee. Their words, not mine. But yeah, it's cute and adorable, and obviously it's going to bring in a lot of tourism.
I want to say we actually talked about this when Tama was brought in like years ago.
Yeah,
on the
we
show.
did.
Yeah,
We
I thought
did.
so.
We've covered that one. I think we covered the secondary station
Mhm.
master, and now we've covered the
Yeah.
third. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm. And finally, we are going to talk about a ramen restaurant, and that's right up Barry's
Yeah.
alley.
I do indeed love my ramen. However, this is a little bit of a letdown if you are a gaijin or even just a tourist wanting to head to Japan and get some good eats. Ramen restaurants' English menu prices are nearly double its Japanese one, but it denies discriminating. The ex-martial artist owner claims the higher prices on non-Japanese menus are for safety reasons. Complicated aspect of Japan's inbound foreign tourism boom, ironically, is that some of the most simple pleasures in Japan are proving extremely popular with tourists. Who'd have thought? You go to a cultural center, you enjoy the culture. Mon Dieu. But there isn't much grumbling or hand-wringing over increased demand from tourists flush with cash driving up demand and in turn prices for things like top-grade Wagyu steak. And when price creep pressures start to occur for things like a bowl of ramen, the situation gets more complex. Do restaurant owners, especially those in areas with a lot of tourist traffic, keep their prices at their usual low levels, foregoing the higher profits they could be pulling from foreign tourists? Or do they raise their prices to take advantage of tourist demand, but in the process price out local Japanese restaurant diners whose incomes are in yen and aren't leveraging a beneficial exchange rate? For those that don't know right now, the US dollar is, I think I want to say the yen is about 75 cents on the dollar from what I recall.
Mm-hmm.
So just think about it that way. Two-tiered pricing. Japanese residents, charging tourists more than the locals is an idea that's been floating around into public consciousness. But while it's not unheard of in some other countries, there's not much precedent for it in Japan. And one ramen restaurant in Osaka called Gadoya, though, has begun a system in which foreigners are likely to pay roughly twice as much as Japanese customers, even if it isn't strictly speaking a two-tiered pricing arrangement. Like a lot of ramen restaurants, customers at Gadoya purchase a meal ticket from the vending machine near the entrance, then hand it to the staff where they're seated. Gadoya's machine has a video touchscreen for its interface, and its prices are pretty close to the average to restaurant ramen these days, starting about 846 yen or about $6 US
864.
for a medium-sized bowl of the most basic ramen, and larger sizes and more abundant toppings costing a few hundred yen more. At least that's what the prices are for Japanese language version of the menu. If you're instead ordering using the touch panel's English language screen, the types of ramen with the same names are double the price, shown as in the menu here, where in the Japanese price, it'll be about 864 yen, but in the English price, it's about 1,500 yen, which would be approximately $12. Green onion ramen, which is about 1,064 yen, which in English price is 1,800 yen.
Very,
About
very.
$15.
1,500 yen translates to about $9.42.
Oh, it's about $9.42. Okay.
Yes.
I am doing approximations.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're basically just charging a lot more for what you would get standard at a ramen place. It's worth noting that Gadoya's Japanese language menu specifies its prices are prior to the addition of the applicable 8% sales tax, while the English menu doesn't say whether its prices are pre or post tax. Either way, though, those are some big price gaps, especially for the more expensive or larger size menu items. An extra large green onion braised pork ramen, for example, costs 1,455 yen in Japanese, but 2,700 yen in English. A difference big enough for the pay to cover an entire additional medium-sized regular ramen with a Japanese price, with plenty of change left over. However, the restaurant claims that not only are their prices different for the items of the same names on the Japanese English menus, but their contents differ too. A ramen is not a ramen that everyone will like as is, so you can customize it, says the restaurant owner Yusuke Arai in a video posted to Gadoya's YouTube channel. We judged that explaining this to people who can't understand Japanese and English, European, and Chinese would be impossible. Based on that, the items on the English menu are totally different. And on the English menu, we offer only special premium ramens that absolutely will not disappoint. They are ramens that anyone will definitely like, items that people who cannot understand Japanese will like. Unfortunately, as shown in the article, the Japanese menu has written descriptions of what each type of ramen include, but no photos, while the English menu has pictures but no descriptions beyond the ramen type names. However, the written descriptions on the Japanese menu, such as 3 slices of nori seaweed, 1 slice of chashu pork, and greens for the standard ramen, or 3 slices of nori, 3 slices of chashu greens, and green onions for the green onion braised pork ramen, are the exact matches to what's shown in the photo for the special premium ramens on the English menu. It's not uncommon for ramen restaurants to also allow customization, such as the firmness a customer wants their noodles cooked to, or how much oil they want added to the broth. But these are generally free of charge changes, and definitely not the sort of thing customers get charged double for. Gadoya's, let's call it creative approach to pricing has predictably resulted in in at least one case of friction with customers. On the 4th of January this year, the Gadoya Osaka main branch's official Twitter account posted that they have had some trouble with a Chinese person/Chinese people. The Japanese language doesn't normally distinguish between singular and plural nouns in the restaurant and are calling the police. The restaurant claims that the customer ordered and ate the non-Japanese menu for tourist special, then after finishing the meal, complained that they'd been served with different from what they'd ordered and asked for a refund. When the restaurant refused, the discussion escalated into an argument, and the customer suddenly became apologetic when the staff said they would call the police, the restaurant says. In the above-mentioned video that's included in the article, which was posted after the incident, Arai insists we're not differentiating prices based on nationality, but by whether or not the customer can understand Japanese. It's not like we're setting a price for foreigners. This is technically true, as anyone who can navigate Japanese language menus can ostensibly order the lower price ramen. In practice, though, since it's only going to be non-Japanese people who are unable to navigate the Japanese language menu, it still shakes out to foreign tourists being the only ones stuck paying the higher prices, even if they're supposed to be getting some nebulous special premium upgrades in the process. Additionally, the claim that Godoya doesn't treat people differently based on nationality is a little less convincing in light of the restaurant's statement. In the same tweet where I mentioned the altercation with a Chinese customer, that 90% of the problems we have with foreign people at the restaurant are with Chinese people. And so we're thinking of barring Chinese people from the restaurant. Huh. That, I wonder. Okay. Again, though, Godoya is adamant that they're not being discriminatory, nor that they're trying to fleece foreign customers. In a tweet from his personal account, Arai said, "We do not charge different prices to tourists because we want to make more money. This is not discrimination, but a distinction we chose to make based on our experiences. We made this decision to protect the safety of our friends and restaurant. By the way, of course, we've never had any trouble with our Japanese customers. The Godoya restaurant group is for the idea of Japanese people first. For those keeping score, there's at least 3 swift contradictions to the previous claim that Godoya is only treating customers differently based on language ability and not nationality. Arai's concern about charging higher prices to foreigners, people who can't understand Japanese, being a necessary safety precaution also feels like a pretty timid move from a guy who is in his profile boasts of being a retired mixed martial artist who finished in 3rd place in one of the promoter fights network rings, the Outsiders tournaments. But maybe you need championship level fighting skills to feel free of anxiety when working in the very apparently dangerous ramen restaurant industry."
Okay, let me just say this. When I was in Japan back last May, I came across a place, a sign that basically said, Japanese only. We do not speak English here. It would be best that you go to another restaurant, and I respect that. Some people got offended by it. Now, there are thousands of restaurants in Japan, probably 10,000. Maybe about less than half they'll have an English menu, and they have some basic English that you can work with, or it's okay to have like your little Google Translate. I have, as plotting my trips, I have to say yes. There's a couple of restaurants I wanted to go to, but it's Japanese only. But not the end of the world, really. It really is not the end of the world. So I'm perfectly okay with that.
And trying to force your way in and demand that they serve you won't do you any favors.
I think it's a mixture of things, right? I think, like I've mentioned before, every country has their own issues with racism, but with their own reasons, unfortunately. Like with Japanese, tourism industry in particular, because that's what this one's touching on. We have seen regularly now that there are influencers that go out of their way to make it difficult for just regular tourists to enjoy their time anywhere, because the locals will have to judge them now based on the most visible members of our culture, right? And if you're an American going over there and being absolutely obnoxious, but you're the first American that a small mom and pop shop has ever had to deal with, they're going to reflect on that. And then the next American that comes in there who isn't following their cultural norms, who doesn't know their language and is just making it all about themselves, they're going to be nervous about that. I don't blame them for doing that, but at the same time, I feel like they are not being they're being super racist.
Yes. I will
but
say,
also, I get that tourists have a better monetary thing right now.
I will say this: if you're traveling to another state or country or whatever, and it's a different culture, you don't have to be an expert. As long as you know the basics, people in Japan will see that you're trying and you're following, and it's okay. That's all you need to do. That we
Just trying.
You never be able to get away with this kind of two-tiered shit and like over here. That's for sure.
No, you would not. No.
No.
And now that we got that out the way, I think it's time to wrap up the show.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So if you like tonight's show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. So what we like and don't like, we're telling you straight up. So if you have any questions about the show, please drop us a line at podcast@AnimeJamSession. We're here to believe you. Please check out our website at animejamsession.com, where you will find our convention reports. You will find our weekly podcast, anime reviews, editorials, cosplay tips and tricks, cosplay interviews, all that and a lot more at animejamsession.com. And also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to our podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM, anywhere that you get your podcasts. And if you use an app and we're not on it, drop us a line and I'll see to that we get on that app so you can listen to our show. Let's see, our social media. I finally flipped over our Blue Sky from animejamsession.bsky.social to animejamsession.com. But if you just search Anime Jam Session on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, or even Blue Sky, you'll find us. And I will have to say, to all those who follow us on our socials, thank you so much for the love and support. We truly appreciate it. And down below, if you're still participating and watching with us live, is our tip jar. Direct links to our stream elements, our stream labs, and our Ko-Fi if you just want to drop us cold hard cash. You can also cheer us on with bits in the channel, or you can also sub to the channel and give out gift subs. And that's what's been happening tonight, and we really appreciate y'all. So now we're going to go around the room. Last words, Mako-chan.
I can't wait to go to sleep.
Last words, Ari.
Yeah, the AFK gamer subs I've been nursing on should help me get to sleep too. So should the nice big weighted blanket that I've got.
Last words, Barry.
For those who are going to bed, I am but to rise. Time for the insomniacs.
My last words. Well, I gotta edit this and call my friend and help her plan a quick trip this weekend. So that'll be fun. I'm all for it. So that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode, and we hope that you'll be here with us. So next time, I'm Ranma.
I'm Ari.
I'm Mako-chan.
And I'm Barry Mellon.
Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bonjour.
Say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
Perfect. Awesome. We are out of here. See you all next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!